3, a 2, a 1. Begin the run. But, so there's things that Abby does when she runs this game that I don't do, or I haven't done. I'm interested, ignoring everyone. Yeah, I'm gonna ignore everyone. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm interested in trying to implement some of them and some of the things. That's not a good start. His brain lagging on things. But I was gonna say, on the topic of acronyms being wonderful and confusing and convoluted, that we came up with the idea the other day, to do a, like, community Jeopardy game. Tokaido? I have not. But a community Jeopardy game. Oh, true. I don't know. So, she's also running on Switch. We're running different versions of the game. And we haven't compared how time shakes out, because obviously she can just hit button, to place card, where I have to, click and drag. But I don't have to, like, sort through my cards. I don't have to scroll. I can just, like, pick one, or waste time doing so. But an interesting thing that Abby does, because I spend a lot more time breaking accords, which is like a micro time save, but the interesting thing that Abby does is spend more effort on, actually picking up bad cards so that you can fail faster, which is, interesting. So maybe we do that. You can obtain a copy of the Switch version. Valid. Very valid. I also still just have an extra copy of the PC version, which I would love to give away to someone. I think you still have, I think it's still faster to succeed in this conversation because it's 3 versus 4, but I'd have to time it if I wanted to know for sure. I got 2 copies. Alright, well, you don't get my free copy then. This is an adorable game. Since I haven't played this on stream in a while, this is, as Glubbers has said, every Zelda runner needs to have a niche indie title that they defend world records staunchly on that has nothing to do with Zelda. This is the game that I started out speedrunning on. And it is an adorable game about how people interact with language. So basically, oh, I forgot. That's a waste of time. Paragraph incoming. Tokaido is a game where you're going down the Tokaido Trade Road in feudal Japan. Hold on. Really? Break. Your goal is to be the most interesting traveler. Same. That's just me, but in life. I forgot that she forces you to talk there. You want to eat the most interesting food, talk to most interesting people, get the most interesting souvenirs. That's really cute. That's a really cool idea. I don't know if there is. I've never tried to look for one. He. That's what I wanted you to do, Elias. See, I used to just succeed in this conversation because it can sometimes be hard to fail with Elias, but when he gives you a setup like that was super fast. Thank you, Elias. Oops, I forgot to hit unpack. I mean, I'd hit unpack, but I forgot to split for it. I did not look at my previous split either, so I don't know how I'm doing. I love that this category is, I'm a head out. It's also just like, hey, what if I slept for a month? The video game. But yeah, so this is a game about how people interact with language. So the intended way to play is that your deck must keep changing. Must keep changing. Like, it is impossible to keep it the same and also have conversations. So, every time I have a conversation, I am forced to pick up a card that my opponent played, and it's supposed to be representative of how, when we speak to other people, we take parts of how they speak and incorporate them into our own lexicon. That my deck is my lexicon, and in Caravaneer percent, which is the main category and the one that I have world record in, it's essentially a max percent category, but with some stuff to make it consistent. I am trying to basically have my deck be exactly, like, speak exactly how people want me to speak at all times. But in this one, I don't need to win the video game. I don't need to accomplish anything. I can just leave. You don't even speak ludonarrative. This is ludonarrative game design. The crash course. This game is great. They basically did that this year. I basically did that last night because I wasn't feeling well and we thought I had COVID, and I was like, I'm just gonna sleep. I'm just gonna sleep for like 12 hours. If you have not played this game, I highly recommend checking it out. Yeah, it's honestly an incredible game. Aw, I lost a second. Yeah, there's also, I love so if you've ever played a deck builder, you passively accrue what are called fatigue cards, which in a deck builder sense would be called a curse, if you've played like Dominion or something like that. A curse card is just a card that's a dead draw, and that sucks if you're playing casually, but in a speed run it lets you lose faster, which sometimes is the goal. And so we really like fatigue cards. Thank you for playing a split card there. Oh, I have to do. Thank you. Hey. But so you can get like stuff like curse card or like fatigue cards, and using a fatigue card in conversation is essentially the equivalent of a person's talking to you and you just stand there and you stare off into the middle distance, and that's it. And yeah, in this run we do not do anything. Yes, for some reason on this layout, my things are still set to gold instead of rainbow. Hey, we're still gay. Controller support. The only instance of gamepad is your dumped assets. Is turning off Android game. Aw, that sucks. I wonder, I guess if you know in the code that it doesn't, it probably doesn't, so we actually have to talk to Nadine here. I'm trying to remember. So if you get a forced conversation, it wastes your time because, yes, but I ran out of time. I still want to go back and look at all that stuff. But if you get a forced conversation, it just wastes time because it gives you a little animation saying, hey! Which is originally the joke that say hey came from. And so because we don't want that, it's faster if I force myself into the conversation. Because I did want to try to find ways to RNG manip specifically certain conversations because they had some weird patterns in them, but I never got around to having time. Yeah, I'd be super down, honestly, to do that at some point. Hey! That one's a forced conversation. It doesn't give you the option. Yeah, so she's gonna tell me that I suck, which is understandable because I do. Life in retail in one sentence. Also, this is a distress card. It is the equivalent of going up to someone being like, oh no, life sucks. Oh, I forgot that this is also a forced conversation. Lol. Lol. Let's see if we can fail it. Again, sometimes it's hard to fail with Elias, but I think we can fail this pretty quickly because we got good draws. Oh! Or he's gonna tell us that life sucks. Yeah, there's a lot of things in this game that are genuinely, like, really powerful. But, like, there are characters who die. And you just kind of have to deal with it, and it's kind of how life works. And the game is kind of designed so that the first time through you get a terrible ending because you're trying to please everyone, but you don't know how to do it. So you just kind of get a garbage ending. And, like, you gotta deal. We're gonna be distressed. Because I am distressed. Because I kind of want to get a good time. And Elias is standing in my fucking way. You jerk. You jerk. That was a waste of time. That was a bad play, but it doesn't matter. Actually, it doesn't matter at all.